Well, it's up to everybody to judge. It's a very good question. I would say fairly. Yeah. Why? I know, because he says so many things. I say when your fundamentals are weak, your exchange rate will expose you. Today, your exchange rate is $12 point something. I'm not no cancer 4 CDs. So what message is he going to give? Osha ahunchira abaya. I don't need to tell you what you say. Ghanaians are going to judge him based on all the things he said and what is happening today. That is why it is risky. But Omukura positions, executives, ministers, are threatening polling station executives dangerous for us. Because who say Jata Waba Nenum say now don't say Kushim. What kind of temptation is this? And I will not dwell on so many things. I don't want to personalize, but you have asked the question, and I don't want to lie. I have to let you know. And yes, sir, his issue is his issues. I want to tell the delegates what I'm going to do for them if they vote for me. What I said, then they themselves will compare the two. I don't want to come here and downgrade anybody. But if that is your perception, who be some idea, the gospel truth, yes, based on the Nsembi Okan, they say, I'm sorry. Okay.
The economy of Africa is devastated. Devastated, then say, it is a bubuna titina pansamno. And no cancer. And MPP communicators and commentators so the Bible and say, Asama mahama ekanye. Ewa hwana ndisi for akosheda mu computer so no omwako akoye picture we the abase World Bank reject Akufo-Addo government COVID-19 Russia-Ukraine war defense for the 2022 economic crisis. I'm where I'm saying now and this if want to be smarter now. World Bank in a site no and this if one can access you. World Bank go site no every common citizen in this world who access so should be to research. Now the front page of IMF, World Bank, no akore say ya treba bi say Nana do Danko Akufo-Addo odi intro the go IMF for so I intro na dey enti this for edi video we edi saade we ba bontre mame mo na me fancho hade
on external parties. Data from the Economic Commission of Africa, ECA, shows that COVID-19 created the continent's worst recession in 50 years, with real GDP shrinking by 3% averagely by 3% in 2020. Before the pandemic, poverty reduction was already a major challenge. The pandemic is estimated to have dragged about 55 million more people into poverty in Africa and exposed another 46 million more to the risk of hunger and malnourishment. Indeed, 70% of hunger in Africa, which had already been on the rise since 2014, is directly attributable to this pandemic. Like governments all over the world, it became necessary for African governments to take action to shield their populations from the effects of the epidemic. In my country, Ghana, our economy has emerged in extremely poor shape from the COVID experience. A ballooning deficit, double-digit inflation.
Iye po, hajo mahama so no ankasa ne maya e frɛ ne Ghana COVID aseno. Amaye kadoso. Ama inflation kosoro. Say papa ne na eka o osi COVID na aye. Yentie video na me mo. Then I will give you another deeper thing be about bonten. And I had the boba could become no mammy and young coso.
A nose-diving currency, increasing debt distress are some of the symptoms of a very ill economy. This has devastated many African economies and sunk them deeper into unsustainable debt and economic downturn.
Yeni yo, osi COVID na ye ama Africa manya hudo bebre no. Omo sikansem no ne omo man no musikanto toye no. Ato epum ama epuafa no. Agana ka ho bi. Intie.
The pandemic has had a generally deleterious effect on the economy of African nations. The effects of the COVID-19 pandemic, and one, find new ways to bring value chains inside Africa's borders, and two, change the mindset of dependence on external parties. Data from the Economic Commission of Africa, ECA, shows that COVID-19 created the continent's worst recession in 50 years, with real GDP shrinking by 3% averagely by 3% in 2020. Before the pandemic, poverty reduction was already a major challenge. The pandemic is estimated to have dragged about 55 million more people into poverty in Africa and exposed.
Entity John Mahama in outside or say answer na COVID beba no na kwanya aman Africa manya hodo no be faso atwe ayi ohia afri nipa so no na edren pa but COVID ne ba ye no ebe ye was adentia atwe nipa 50 million 55 million e de omo beka nkrofo ahi omo on the continent of Africa. Enti papa we kan asem ye ba abontra ye hya ase se ye ka ho asem no ehwa a NDC for ekofa control room information beto abontra say World Bank say Ghana yisika asem na ye say ye 2022 no enye COVID na mbom no eye mismanagement and say no udia ye ba na membo video bi nchro miwia asare say good evening senior man Massa, don't be surprised. So, Mahama is scamming Ghanaians. His main profession, those was fake visa, fake travel agent, passport and touche business at the Tiptoe Gardens. Mr. Bimbo. I know my friend Mr. Bimbo. I see. Samurai Japan so say 9 months administration look at a stupid things they are doing, waste of resources to deteriorate to the detriment of a general population. Yeah, that is what is going on. In any case, Yohana NDC for Eddie Adeweba, but they said they are coming to defend their leader because Asemna Wakano compared it to the Omokan in opposition when they needed power. And I just say they lied to the Ghanaians. And they were coming to defend John Mahama on this. But himself, Papa be a friend sticker. He is now working with Kennedy Agyapong. No, Okasapa Edema Kennedy Agyapong. And himself the main messages of Kennedy Agyapong is say, Mimi Akwajo Kwachibe Mwakwabapa. Say the main messages of Kennedy Agyapong is Dr. Bawumia. I'm managing economy ni ye. Abusha women they farm. To aso on the NDC matter. You will never be Rebecca Wase. He has been the deputy finance minister for the last, I think, 8 months of the MPP administration. And I join news for coffee papa is no match mumu. Said ne World Bank kase the World Bank kase 2022 economic crisis no enye Russia Ukraine COVID and a cause so ye dia no kafa ho abusia tie we dey tie video yatowase I want you to listen to the video say that make catch on yantowase Mr. Ekufo say tie video no nyina I want you to listen to something me say na ye de bo ba ko ekum no ma mienu na ye koyanim enti John Mahama ni magu ase nim say odi ntro ya twene de na ba se o ma kyerɛkyerɛ ye mu de na o ye ne wo ho de nti okoka asa asɛm no ya wo ha na NDC for the post ba se World Bank so say akufo ado nsɛm o kan na enye nokore no problem and it's sanity dia ye kwa akofre the finance minister and as a deputy finance minister no yestika a odi Kennedy Agyapong ni campaign chia omo message ne say Dr. Bawumia didn't perform well in office. I didn't tell you, Ghana Sikasem essay. Now, in the normal manner, no, Sticker was supposed to d'accord with the World Bank in some of Kanameboa. TBU. In a normal moment, says Sticker, Kennedy Agyapong supporter, pa, and I say, Dinachio believe in it, and moi. I was saying, Kaone World Bank in yet d'accord. I hear him say, you fake, or friend say, a fake post, and no more, yeah. But said the Sticker D Kennedy Agyapong achieved there. And Kebekes and Anado, he should not blame Sabio World Bank for the economic crisis in 2022. I think say that could have been a message for Kennedy Agyapong camp. Say the more can you no correct. But Abusha, stick up a far microphone and your friend or join news. Or say hey, dear Sam Namokai. Dear Ban Sam Namokai. Impossible say World Bank beka sama oka. Impossible say World Bank ever can say what happened in the Ghana 2022 no any COVID any Russia Ukraine war yenti enchiremu ode maye hey Nyankopon uhu Bawumia unyame son unya me de boa ba ko ekum no maamie no me de boa ba ko pe ekum no maamie no say NDC for ye propaganda Kennedy Agyapong oni omo na omo ye propaganda. We are one of the big supporters of Kennedy Agyapong. Yenti asemo obeka afa question we ho ye wi a na ya to aso.
For the government's long-standing claim that Ghana's 2022 economic collapse was driven by the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war. In its latest policy report, the bank states that the crisis stemmed from deep-rooted structural weaknesses, fiscal indiscipline, and mismanagement, with global shocks merely exposing an already fragile economy. Well, these details have been put up in graphics. We'll bring you that later on. But let's also, okay, that is showing on your screen right now. We'll just go through a few of them. And it says that the deterioration of global conditions due to the COVID-19 pandemic and the Russian Federation invasion of Ukraine was not the cause of the 2022 macroeconomic crisis. Next slide. Right, so we'll do that later, but we have on the line the former Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. Steven Amoah, on this. Dr. Amoah, we're grateful, and this is what the World Bank is saying now. What's your initial reaction? Let me get that first. Kindly unmute and speak to us.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Good.
Okay, thank you for this opportunity. My regards to our listeners this very morning. Honestly, I would like to have the entire document and then read it and understand the context being posted out there, because I'll be surprised for two reasons. One, the World Bank, before this report, we had a report there. I need to look for it. I mean, I'm not even home now. That stated clearly that the causes, they never said, and nobody has ever said what we went through 2022 is solely 100% the COVID. Nobody said that. But the severity and the challenges we went through, nobody on this earth, unless the person, in my opinion, is just displaying ego trips or unconscious incompetence. Because the same World Bank report stated that was one of the major crises we were all in this country. Aside that, what were these economic indicators, these primary macro indicators or performances in the other jurisdictions, even in the developed economies? That year, the world economy grew negative 3.3. Inflation rate globally jumped into 100. They're all there, and we depend on these economies. I'm sure the document might have said, apart from that, we have structural weaknesses and issues as a country, and that one is a fact. It's not just one routine. When it comes to economic resilience, most developing economies, including Ghana, fundamentally we have challenges because we depend on the economies. We are basically import-driven economy. So these things are there. We talk about an ineffective way. Sometimes we manage our expenses as a country. These are issues that occur. I mean, it doesn't matter who is in government. The facts are there. So if the first 3 years of a Akufo-Addo's government were growing to 7%, one of the best in the world, inflation rate averagely has stayed about 7%, one of the best in the world. And then we have even picked, GDP growth in the year 2000 about, I think it was 3.4%. And we're rolling out one of the most enviable pro-poor policies sustainably in our country. Who could have thought that after the first term of a Akufo-Addo's government, where there was market productivity impairment, people were even asked to stay home, they were paid. We're in this country. Private sector sank over 40,000. We have revenue shortfall of about between 11 and 12 billion. The world itself knew how we're suffering. Things were being brought from outside that were costing us $4,000, moved to $12,000. I used to import things from my pharmacy in this country. Some of the items that were costing me 1999 pounds before God we serve, where some of them were costing me 29.99, 10 pounds different. Conversion would have been that time around 200 Ghana cedis. So they can say whatever, if that is true. I think it's been taken out of context. Because the World Bank, I used to be in a number of series of meetings with the same World Bank. I'll be surprised. I know most of their leaders, for them to say, but if they said that, maybe our structures were weak, yes. We have issues as a country, yes.
Ghana for Montini Yepao. Well, we are saying I want to have Yankupon will. Messi Akufo-Addo Nana, any Dr. Bawumia, Francis Wakabemoakwaba. Almost some yam coupon beer or your instant justice, even more than just instant. Well, Kennedy Agyapong and the main campaign message against Dr. Bawumia say he is a worse manager of the economy. No, ne yan kan say ne spinal cord and I say die odinachi die esonso no ankasa die onene ebokosuata fre. About things the economic crisis ya come in 2022 no enye ye wura Bawumia ne fortwa enye the finance minister ne fortwa na eye the global economy no mom na e de sanso no bae. Once again I told you say video we are me ye ne nei me de bo ba ko ekum enoma mienu. And this for a trofo. Sa picture na beto abonten no. Sa picture we uhunu wo babia a fake. Don't take it in consideration. Kennedy Agyapong so the main campaign message. And he said Dr. Bawumia
accept. And I'm
the home modern no. Ono ankasa ni nipa ni chocho muncho ne ye campaigner omo ebokusuata fre. Abegina bonten say World Bank ain't mean kasa ada e mani ye. Adentia or my example, so no ankasa otoi. Adia no $29 before COVID. Ane ye nuru because ne so ye obi o pharmacies ahodo bebre. And near man no $29 ewa America de bagana no. COVID no ba ye no na chi no na otone $20. Which means double the prices of goods and services were doubled automatically. We stika na eka enyame na meka enkese bia me ye Bawumia ni pantino me na masheda na me ye den na meka bibi de fra we stika na numasem na oto aso ema more examples yenti de onsem okan.
I'm saying this almost 10 years now, not because I'm in opposition. That as a country, remember I use the word our economy has chronic issues, and I actually like that, or I did just liking to something in this country that I had to write and apologize on your own sake. What we are saying is that structurally we have issues as a country, not necessarily a country that we are running.
Well, so Stephen, are you saying that the World Bank's report is inaccurate, or they are not reporting inaccurate?
Respectfully, you know, I haven't said that.
I'm asking because that's what they're saying.
No.
I mean, initially.
No, I am saying that I need the entire report because I'm surprised.
Okay.
Because the same World Bank came out unless your outfit be forgotten, that they came out and attributed the severity and the challenges of our economy to the global crisis, which was twofold, i.e. Russia-Ukraine war, and then more profoundly, the COVID. And I'm saying that before the COVID, what was our economic situation? 2022, what was the global economic performance? What was the performance of the global economy? And I've told you that 2022 thereabout, the world was growing negative 3.3. So does it mean that the world's global economic structures were not good? Inflation rate moved averagely into the hundreds. Does it mean that, and we depend on these economies? So I would be very much surprised for anybody to pick just this extract or present this picture. It means that the World Bank is telling us two stories, which is which? We are in this country, and two, you yourself as an indigenous person in this country, which I trust all of you very well, from the media which you have, is one of the reputable administrations in Africa. Let me ask you, if you have a country that people were asked to stay home but they were paid for months, and even after that they run shift, 50% will go 2 weeks, another 50% will go 2 weeks for almost 19 months. One private sector sacked about 40,000 people, and then you are saying that COVID wasn't part. Between us and the God we serve, let us all analyze these things. I said,
Yantuase. Inti steka peka episode. Steka peso. Me want to from problem wako apa. Inti steka peso country yese. Yan country Kennedy Agyapong se Nyankopon na osum no. Onhwe no. Na onka no kre enkyere Ghana for se. Ensem oka fa Bawumia on se Bawumia na ase Ghana economy na enye no kre. Steka, we were no munsemo. These are things from Steka, his own mouth. And you'll be in a question and on one eka. Enti Steka, one question, and Samako and DC for so. So why will say Ghana and my private sector nipa more than 40-something thousand a year. I didn't hear Ujama Kennedy Agyapong Kojina platform so. Edit the exchange rate of 2022 egusu ediye campaign. Why? Now video no wa, but I want you people to listen because baby or can send be asem no very very powerful. Or can send be very very powerful. Which I want you people to hear. Enti Nyankopon na Dr. Bawumia na nando som no. Or ye instant justice so. Or no justice. Or justice so immediately. Or Mao when no during 10 term. And the next time that Steka will come to any constituency a war. No be can't you say Bawumia efeli. Bawumia was not a good economic manager. I never knew say vice president na responsible for economic management. But only in the NDC yan can say a branch FN Kennedy Agyapong. Him amida na pia me mwakwaba. And I'm me about Dina Rivers is mwakwaba pa. Only the NDC branch I Kennedy Agyapong I ya planting in MPP. Omon kwani tumetna se kanchire Ghana for say the COVID-19 Russia-Ukraine war had no effect on the Ghana economy. Those Steka na uka onuma sem. Sana Nyankopon pe no. Nkete so bama mu nyina amaka monuma sem. Munyina mobeka monuma sem mobeka nsem no se de esitie de akire Ghana for. Obi mfo somo. Yento asoro yenti nsem Steka kan na yenkoto another young kind of set topic.
Those who do not understand. In any case, before I put the government,
would you also admit that in that situation you may have made
respectfully? Can I learn with this?
Right.
Respectfully, I want Joy FM to go for the first budget statement that my own brother Dr. Apufosin respectfully presented in Parliament, and then go and analyze all the relevant macroeconomic indicators of this country before we left power. GDP was growing over 6%.
Yantu wasena tieni ye pa because yewura na ye friend NDC branch no Kennedy Agyapong waka say Ghana economy no yanye ni ye betene Steka say Ghana MPP be fra konwa so no na the economy was in a good shape tie I said GDP was growing 6% before MPP left office. Muntieni BM.
Primary balance had outperformed respectfully presented in Parliament, and then go and analyze all the relevant macroeconomic indicators of this country before we left power. GDP was growing over 6%. Primary balance had outperformed 2016. The inflation rate that went to even 54.1 because of the crisis had come down to about 20. Research have been performing even better than 2020. That was last quarter 2024. So please, economy is not just any other thing that people can say anything. There are figures. We have the data to support these things. But of course, I think World Bank statement is not what it is now. It's taken out of context. Or maybe we need to read the entire thing, and then we need to get the World Bank involved again. And I'll bring what they themselves said in most of our meetings and what they are saying today.
Enti ewia mi kakari TV I ask him mwako abapa. Muntieni yo bring solution TV onso mwako abapa. Yenti ehun yepa. Stika ankasa MPP for ye stika the deputy finance minister ne oye NDC branch supporter Kennedy Agyapong team. Chere say sansem na ye ka say COVID any Ukraine Russia war any effect enya effect e Ghana economy so no eyentro wa chirechirem o say enya possible because amanfo no mu nkwa adwuma yeyi amanfo adi ono ankasa niam na okra no $9 ikoduru $20 wa chirechirem o say ono ankasa kwotena meetings ma na ye make World Bank directors na ankasa ekasa chiro mo say ye COVID na how mo because the global economy grew negative 3% in 2022. And in some wakika. So my question is, and John Mahama ni NDC for mu yen kontompo for omo pese omo cover nsemfo John Mahama e ka kire Ghana for during the campaign. And second, Steka is making every MPP person to understand said and sama niura ni leader no ka said Dr. Bawumia and the economic management team omo ho ban no stika ankasa say eyentro eye boss de muka nyansa nim o si nipa obeka say bia na de say be na oye akotos ana say wa bo wuti mu po say obedi ntro e de akire Ghana for stika na kaye enye me na me kaye enti yemfa no nto ho na yenko yanim na nkire say no we are on the highway the ebeba bia no eba beka ho asem na ya kirechirem na meanwhile mahama soso de esi onti obi anka ho ono nani e na oje ehwe no And Mahama so de ono de so onti obia case ai onti okra onti ono ape wani mahwe na ni na oje he is enjoying the life that he is living adentia wa na okoto aba e de amano enti wo de he opa akumu ho opa abo ho tuo he opa enyansuo nom opa ukrom wa ankasa wo sika da bank ukoya yesipia ho ka emfa ne ho because to them no there the ekoso no they don't actually care. I'm a semen can't also no dear on the other job wo kan because his focus and then say answer no be free Ghana kunya so no na ono na busua Mahama family no one of the richest family in the whole of Africa because emprako no they are enjoying aye because Mahama ba mo vote no me amakuma me mo akwaba Mahama be put vote no see oba he's coming to make Ghana suitable good for everybody or see ade be a friend 133 why entimonto abama no abusia tie video we na fa ho adwene
when they were looking for your votes, President Akufo-Addo, His Excellency, said, we shall open the opportunities of this country to all Ghanaians, irrespective of your party or your ethnic affiliation. Do you remember he said that? So we did the revolution and he came to power. Now that the pigs are enjoying, they say some Ghanaians are more Ghanaian than others.
Until now, John Mahama and Nigeria all boiling no. I say some Ghanaians are Ghanaians more than other Ghanaians. The animal farm said the country abronye Supreme Court no. That is what Mahama want to tell you. And you mean America, that is what is happening. And then we are menoka say we end this in here ultimate job be assassin. Because you could do court to her. Since you end this in there, we will allow you. But this man was promising to come and do something we call reset. Reset, they could see saying, where is the reset? And contemporary propaganda kesiye and a party in power who was supposed to concentrate on new policies, new ideas, and new mapam dia more minor. Dia papa we ni ma ene moa eno ma yen and confirm and kokwa yen and branding advert ya hu hian kwase asem nko a. But in all this, the year of return and another day by year, now yet the major revenue of the year, it will make about $2 billion. No, I we say Safi we there on sponsor. What do you mean pa on sponsor? Now that be a case. Charity begin at home. And to be a wide and panel winning dear no word or pardon man. Se onya jinampre papa bi ewo na bra bomu a ni kro tim oye hoye ni kro di ofri ba bi ofri o ma hotum pon ansumia Jo Mahama wadi every position in politics ono ankasa ni kro. Mahama kurom no ono ankasa ni kura ne papa ewo abusana ntonto mfune ono ankasa ni kura ya wo no to mo nie wadi DC pen wadi MP pen wadi minister pen wadi deputy minister pen waye vice president pen wadi president pen asia ba be di president biem ni kuro ma bontene so e montwi monka sa nipa wei e na wodo wani ato ne so maye dan Omaye odan. Omaye adwuma ma honto. Onye odan. Oso onye odan. Ono de openie wakogina new you can say New York say New York schools and wanyo na odan dan na ho e de kire wiase amansan. Hwe Mahama in America. Aisa akura keto bia sabio ya wo ye kurasi Sakula kito be a first time in Accra. Okura unhuba bi ojina. Look at him.
Sorry, once again.
Hey, the guy in red. Move. Now there we go. Whoa.
Right here for me. There you go.
Capture. Yeah, you see, say you can see. That's the opening for business. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Capture. Yeah, Ghana to open for business.
Did you want to do a team photo?
Yeah, let's do a team photo. Yeah.
I can take you a picture.
Tower time? Yeah. Everyone just take a couple steps back for me. Couple steps back.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Sorry, sir.
All right. Everybody looking great over here. Nice big smiles. We're good. All right.
So aha. Enti amanfo so wa look nkura se. Anya mi akwajo. Ye korso no. Amanfo no ti Ghana man no mu omo bre. Omunya nsuo nom. Ensuo aye problem. Trade district in eastern region. Obun central region. Omunsuo ase no. Na John Mahama papa panyin we. Enam New York Times Square ho. Eye ne hu kura sesem apajana batwe to say the sabio gangaria and India wapie. This is what we voted for, and this is what we are receiving. Meanwhile, people are dying in Bari Bamboyo no ankasa ni kurum. They have turned to be refugees and omotiko d'Ivoire. Akwa wesi omfa ho adentia okono akwa kogina UN fo anim akeka akesesem na obedru Ghana wi a ode ne ho atofom ama even a common cocaine dealers so omoba Ghana kura no ede na ayeden ede na ayede omope. Utemi pa. Yeah, I will send the link to you. I will send the link to you. Kakari, I will send it to you. Temi ye pa. Papa we ko jam na ye na ama me ho tete mi se ya. Papa we okodru America na oye ne ho guy no paja na batwe. I don't just say oh ye serious be okojina brofo nanima enkwase abrofo obedru Ghana common cocaine dealer etimi beje Ghana airport e de open wayi nani. Papa na osi open the independence of Africa, economic independence from Americans, you know. We otumi jina ho the main seaport wa the hub of everything that comes into the sub-Saharan continent of Africa. No. Now the Amabroni France ni say for 50 years. Now utuminya college. Eko jina UN ho we say you want Africa to be economically free from the Western world. Mr. Papa way as there be you another ka sembi. Or say tell me where you stand. Or say Mahama can we wo ha. Now I can we wo ha. Now on know where he stand. But Jimmy Fono, I akobi ase fe na jantoa. Oti ho no bo papa ya baso na ya numusam. Ya numusam ni numudwa. Ene edi bu o mind dia, ene nka me kura metimi abu mind. Every social media platform across the globe and this in a theatre biano, they are almost celebrating Mahama. Adentia, yes, Mahama say he want Africans economic independence from the Western world. Eya no bisa who say, apart from what he said, no, what actually does he do to make sure say Ghana will get rid of the Western economy? Jimmy, you run another say one district, one factory. One district, one factory. That was what we call liberation, independence of other economies. Because one kasa who produce more, you don't need someone else to tell you how much you should sell the sugar. We are producing the woman. But Papa we be kwa kujina wakankwa si abrofo. Obedru Ghana na ye one district one factory. No ni Jimmy Fono nam. Kase yentro kukuru ka enyansa ni mehu hia. Ono baya his priority ni say obeto to part wo wiem. Obeti chinkukọ amanfo nkukọ mo aye no e de abo ne bo. No de a kire Ghana for. Na minim dia ye de abo Mahama ne mo a omo won taban. Ene ya confirm ochina ye nkukọ odwuna ho awon te ase. Ono de papa wo betle konwa so da bia onne noma the best family oni omo na twibom enye Bass Brandon a osi Mahama abo udua na me kan say papa we ba onne noma emo omo water na papa we ni omo twibom enye confirm a eye nkukọ enkwasi asem emato ene pad Jimmy or say pad no kwa akoche. Now papa we say he seriously wanted to share pad to Ghanaian school girls. But say kwa kujina America can say he want this new word coming to be good for women. Bra. Nanado Danko Akufuado. Because he wanted to develop the child, the girl child, to be somebody in the education or to be somebody in future. No, they no the buy or the policy we buy a free education, any discrimination. And found when baby free, and found when you bushing free, and found when you see Kasem said yet here. Uchan dia automatically ubetimi aye ko moteba a wote otwen emehwate anase kotie empa bufuo utwan ko a ubetumi ene sabio despite ne ba akọ school ba ko and found we don't care about your sex. Through that process, no, we came to a point to say the Ghanaian girl child, no, they were more in the schools than the men. That wasn't a way to promote girl child future, but the better way to promote girl child future and so better part the Amoah papa when him na go ase. When him na go ase, because now me no ka say even the common school placement what the exam say we are ye pe ba bia mo ko school no abaye ntokwa ene awofo they don't know where their children are going to school. Jimmy under nanado breso under yura sabio yaw adutwe mo breso yenya me school no na wunim ba bia obekọ school. Listen, look at what is going on here. Just look at this. Look at what is going on here.
Wontokwa apotwe ne mentimo ho ase empempina no ema no homene so wa awofo bi entem ewo school placement resolution centers dodo na bi aka ho bi amane ebi ama no homene so pa ewo ketia auditorium bia eba ko a wotudi esi ho etusa na mo ibi na adom kase bopin ho ne awofo ne bi bonkomo no wo kire se so man chela na emfa frigate na ma confusion be so na gisa so gafo ba na wo ni menya sansere o gira ho do de ba 930 number 930 number Did you and to almost some question and frigate na no omo mu wura ho ni omo go difo I'm fine mom by omo the time numbers omo the numbers there and kan find omo ni problem dia omo the numbers and the number na you different now numbers na you different omo the numbers ono uni mi nsa say ma ebinum and ya ya ka nya ya omo ni mi nsa number pe na omo nya kwa we inside that na we chire let's say the number ni answer ya bia bro na omo nyina dem ala line ntia e dim finfin ya badi edimu ama to for so badi edimu mu a mo ba inside akwa mba ye so anya dia anya ya mo so mo sa ko inside enti ko ko mo ni problem dia the value for school about your school additional but the university or network border but no really do it we flat down so and ma kasi do you about the present so mo why na border in the number we buy no confusion dia wa ha there na la ne kote na che bi gate no na ma o mu na ji bu no nti ama ya na di la ya kechiri amono amanta no fa ba bi mu wa
aha enti ye kase na do ne Dr. Bawumia o mama mu no enye sika bi a ye be pagade aba be hye wo nsam na mom no eye the society na be ye adwuma yie Jimmy ana mi kojo osikane kojo kwa ache kan ma me amanya akwemo akwaba o say madam shut up and join the queue Jimmy na do no Dr. Bawumia breso no nka utifie sa abre we nka wo adwuma mu koko na woton a nka woton wo koko you are making your money banche na woton a nka sa abre woton go banche se fufuo na wo woton a se nka wo fufuo ton dia ye fe ne tweapia e na opai ton e wo lolly stationer enka na me ye tweapia wo ton but mokoto nkwase abakofa jimifo e de be hye nimdefo anan no this is what is going on enti wo bra na nka wo de be make something out of it no e de asawo light se kwase ampanyini e na wo gina ho 2-3 days just to see where your child will go to school. Mo jiminti, mo se mo pesike kita mo nsem na adie. Ma ivadanti ne mo akwaba. Jimi adokuru muti na nyansa bi ni muti munti no. Mo se Akufo-Addo free SHS na hwan e wan fasika na maye. We need the money in our pocket. Ene ne mo ne. Mo betua sika. Na mo asen ahwede mo bre. Ti se enwan. Yes. Next time you will learn sense. Nana Dobreso, even when he launched the free SHS for the first year, September 2017, these chaotic situations were not present. Adentia, we prepare ourselves ahead of the situations. But Ghana for so they want your mahama to come and lie to them and deceive them. She said, "Oju the Ghana ni hu oju obi on ti ase Ghana fo binom mfa nchem. Oju the Ghana fo binom hu adru ba bia wa na uti eye oya." Enra, I was talking to somebody, a teacher ni, me the migrants be under age 4 ko school be so mo nkotwere mo den. Eni edidi nkoma because na your guy be ho ni matwere kwa say identity Africa e binom ni matwere. I'm so that be a dependent country. Guy am so free Niger. So he don't know how to write. And I make an see that baby me krom Ghana, for example, a kurase kurano, ebe mu watcha kwan ako school. Because Ghana school is very, very important to us. And I make say, now the try and talk and say President TV by one more bia ko SS for free. No say, and so Betty Ghana ko nyano so nkopim so bewu. Na me say where? Ye to about Tiano after 8 years of his mandate. I say, hey, are you sure? I say, yes. I say, we no kura. I say, I say, no kura pana me catch no. And I'm saying, can't be told so say, Papa ni yi train kwine edit your mindum from the end to the end. But Ghana for so omompe de be mo musika to aduane di. I swear to my say we ya make kan ento na mitwa. Yankopon emfantu ya me baso. I swear to my God. My man say nipa ba ko ebuild railway line across the country. Esan ye dan ema nipa about 4 million ko school. And I to about ya na me say ai o say ne mo o say ene mo wo asem ebonepo. No say no mo to about mo no mo yes na me say ai wa wunim. Ye pe bibia di awufo. Ma madam fuita ni o teacher ni a mo kire immigrant o mo kurum ha. Omo ye minors no under age no. Omo no mo kire omo ade say be omo betumi ahya ase atwera kenkan. We were talking about this and the woman was like, how possible? And then money, most in your free SHS na mubedi. I in your kwasi ababi yourself and ya titi na fu so sono ya kuna 3 days. Na obi ahu say ya kuma sono. Na fu na nim sa dokuna ya boy ya money ye na wono na ayese hono pese mpai. Jimmy Osi free SHS hu hia. Ene hwede eko common placement after 8 years of free education. Common school placement about be problem. I mean, let me show you another video. Enye we nko situations eko so ho no. It is out of hands. You don't person say na nti nkrofo ya de nkrofo mo agimi ana. Ai look at what is going on here.
Assure them that as a ministry and a government, we will do our best to meet our needs, but also to remind them that we have limited spots, particularly in the top tier schools, the grade A schools, and the numbers seeking those schools are many. So it is not possible that everyone will get the school of your choice.
Yes, and Jimmy Fwan is double track. And who here? So Minister Moa on Fediadio. Jimmy, Yama Quine, Bosumi Bemu, Bosumi Siemu, and Yama Quine, or Bosumi Nine, and I Numu, and Yama Quine. Matna ho, Menana a queer from Mwakaba, good afternoon to you. Matna ho. Dim kwasi asem sika na mu die garam say na mo manage pa on befa so metum de mo nkrofo akọ nwurem you were not able to organize the children, their placement to the schools before school reopens. And then almost say, we will make sure that we have placement for everybody. What was Moyare? Moyare. Messi de bay. Moyare. Aye. Moyare kesipa. Because mo tumia trasia kamonaya to monai so during the holiday time. You were not able to organize when school reopens. What should we do? Matna home ya be school na fe na obetra say as a ministry. We will make sure say we will find a place for everyone. Natie Jimmy said the what is the name of that woman? The vice president can say I was a school be or ha ya man ye prestigious school so any kwan say here for ekohono. That is what these guys are planning to do, because they are discriminating the citizens based on your level as a social class. Ya wom so papa ye koko dofo na oni sika na woni mongoma according to nyan we nom. I let me call them a nyan because omo ye nyan. So woni mongoma te said den na wa ben te said den na papa eni sika a jimi fo we nom say you don't deserve to go to a prestigious school. Enti akwana small boy no fie kurase a yiwura nanado edene ko yama ene owo America oko university wa America no say nkwasiafo we omobere a nka that guy enam so free ohiamu ntino enka ona wura mu na nkonko yo aha eske misro misro I'm not this in your misro misro the upper high upper. I'm just making a something. I can kwasi afo we ya enka nipa bi owo nimde na nadwene mu abie na obetumi abaye somebody in future. Enam se ne maame ne papa omo ni sika ntino ni su ba bia se fata no se nka obewo pen no number 2 na wabo nkofie. Jimmy obeka kire yen say we cannot assure say a school for nyina benye school papa akọ. Omo atwa ai. What is the solution? A Jimmy for implement the double track. Now Ghana for more wonim the access to prestigious school. Now yen creative men and women with a lot of knowledge. And then the bet me among kwasi abrofona jo mahama kokan o UK hono US hono atimia ye adwuma. Ima me British nkansa me mo akwa abapa. Se moma kwan Emma owana owonim de no omutuminya prestigious schools no kwa ene ne betumi aboama the Africa beyond the Western economy dependence no ebetumi aye adwuma. Na se mo so mbe koso sei na mo ayo selective placement based on sikawa busuawa, we will still have stupid men in our community. They will and they can never contribute anything to our society, because obi owonim di pa enam sika oni entie no obeko drosek owia obeka wuram ho ompie nkoba bia ontimi compete ne ho with other men with other type of knowledge ebetimi aboa no manka na bra bo watumi asesa na wasesa me na ode, because many of the things here use phone, microphone, light, bottle water, shoes na asefo no oni nyina ye nema bia binum na de omo adwene kreti eman be ye a solution to community problem. Mo ye mmoa o ye NDC leader o ya boa, because de nanado no ya na mo tenchen na mo twa bono se double track ase edun katia ena ye ba ye betwam double track de adan ye mano ye pese o mo nyina o mo nko school at once. What is the sense of say amamfo nyina be ko school at once na ebinom beka fie na omunye school nko ana ebidi service nko beko prestigious schools bi na nko anyam ni nde de abeboa oman no na onya akwanya nko sa school na mbom ube brenase. Discrimination from the institutions. I mean, these guys are not serious. Temiepa adum peace memwakwaba. These guys are not serious. And they don't deserve our attention. We don't need to give. How can a minister sit in his office for the whole time a school for war vacation. Now wuntimi organize the placement of the student. Now ujama ombe peso. And Sarawaka say we are going to try to find a way. Mwenim na gu ase. Ai some say na nado the oye ne nye mo na mo be ne ye. Monye mayenhwe. Monye emayenhwe. Monye mayenhwe. Ajimifo. Momentu aso.
But equally, other schools are important and capable of meeting the educational needs and aspirations of their wards. So my visit is to reassure parents on behalf of the minister that we will do our best and to have a first-hand experience on what is happening here and how well our team is performing with regards to helping the parents and the students to resolve the reasons why they are here.
So having been here, what's your assessment? What is the priority here?
Well, I think so far it is going well, and I'm expectant that even if we are not able to solve every problem, we will be able to solve most of the problems. As I said earlier, the reporting date is 18th of October. We set the date deliberately to allow for ample time so that we can iron out all these challenges to make sure that by the time students are due to report, these issues will have been properly resolved. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Entity o ajimi for no omote abontina na nanado danko akufuado. Even with the hardship in economy, heavy crisis in economy, na papa ne bo ne homodre ma amanfo ko school free aduane mpaboa bibia free a na omote nchen a na omoka nkwase asem no. What the oka omoye try and error. Hey, ready yankopo. These guys are doing try and error on our children, our future, the leaders of the future. Omoye try and error. You're welcome. John Adeti. Omode woman ona na wanom na ye try and error because omo Jimmy. Hey, Dr. Bawumia Breso and Nanado Breso. Yura Yawadu Trim Breso. Na ponuma na ye the first time that they were implementing these policies. Yebe be school no na akura bi ani babi oko enya fe na ukoye kiwo. They will give you an email, and in that email no your school has been indicated. The obey answer befa o chop boss. The kind of chop boss one. O chop boss one. You go to the school and you have your access. But look at what is happening. A Jimmy for ya yenkoye sim re-registration na yenfam preventive fraud, digital fraud. Almost say it is waste of Ghanaians' time. You are now learning men and women, parents, mother and fathers of children to go and line up in sentence for placement. Is that their duty? Hey, and this is for your very, very villagers. Almost these guys are the most primitive political party in the continent of Africa. Primitive power. Jimmy. Primitive manner of governance and use. People should go and queue up for the placement of their children. Are they the GS? Are they the GES? Mame phone papa phone. Omu GES officials in Ibiana. They are it. Then why do you want them to queue up there? More. Use the system that are available. Muba ya Jimmy Nkwasiasem. Among for mu adwuma wo offices amapam omu nyina na wan kwasesa weefo ne tramadol for be go office ho no. Why won't these things happen? Sabosimo yare e be di mu atemu rough me IPS and me IP address no e bo ho Italy bari opa me ma address the main abra be chime me se be di mu atemu mo dwane free system no mo ana mo be ko sabosimo jime odwene se tikase wi adwe tikase wi adwe na mo tenchen na mo se o we ne tentem amdwene se emre won se mo sia sha ase ebubu yenye nruba bia. It is just 9 months. It is just 9 months and the dollar no at that 12 cedi 43 pesos. Jimmy That is the bank tariffs. Ukwa bochiwa just or 2014. Just or 2014. Na ibegu manimu ase. We will make sure say we will disgrace you because momo ye primitive politicians. Margin damu team. It is not about development. Die mo be di mo mafua bobo. Na mo nya pajalo atnam. Na mo di awe ma because mo leader no owe ma na nsa konyak e no de na juma. Ideas, brains, dabi. It's don't go there. Mo yare. Enkwasia publications. A Jimmy press conference. Jimmy ni bi also at Jubilee House was the one said the presidency a spokesperson. Entro amanfo nyans to no kwasia we see evidence mechire no. Central region, about 3 districts, they are out of water. Kwasia say open evidence. Ghana water works. About say ensuo treatment na aye was. Jimmy says through here evidence. One can just own 2 helicopter. Non fan kwanam ensuo birima so. Ai ankobra onkwanam so on 2 helicopter non kwanam so. No so besia bafia. Jimmy Musara makofa sam kwasia publication we yabeto ho. A World Bank reject a Kufuor government COVID-19 Russia-Ukraine war defense for 2022 economic crisis. Onyare Jimmy, why now be deceive no? This a monkwasi afo na. And this mole chobo a Jimmy for no. It is them that you can deceive because we the people ye belong to the UP traditional. Yanya hwe no yanko school kura na. We don't deceive ourselves. We don't insult our conscience. And this for so just only to accept nonsense at mahama. Sami Jamfi and then Kwasi Afobeka. And it is a word band and I say IMF Bagana. No, because Ghana economy is one of the strongest. And then I drive with the surrounding countries' economy. Ghana ni this in this no kure. Bese kwasi ampanyi Sami Jamfi bekese da bi Akufo-Addo ene kinoforiata na ase Ghana economy omo se ene na ye nokure wajimi adwene ne nya dwuma. You need to be taught, you need to be indoctrinated. You need to be emancipated, you need to be caned said ene ye koskua na omo hwe no adwene nya dwuma. No wonder say sabio what they me videos now moment to say no wonder say mo president no be kan tell mo say ono de onti obia odi opaye de oye ono obesa na asa obedi na asa obese pene ho lodi na de man obeboso enye lodi na na ye abayo bia ne ho giregyina ne so kakra obeboso de obeye bi obeboso mfa wo ho menwia alimi ne mo akwa abapa mo hwe ma o sa hwen
me pay or John Mahama on the say. What you be? What you way? Musu can wear more. Or you come from who and you Dr. Pomco strike over Pamo, then Chamoka. It is John Domani Mahama Yamisro. So was I teaching to some woman? I won't pay Ghana for. Yes,
Urged on the face of Millicent and her father. Millicent's school placement